Hi, we're Westall. Hi, we're Westall 66. This is a track-by-track breakdown of our new EP, our debut EP, Staring at the Sun. We're going to talk about probably my favourite song on the EP, and that's Leaving Me Behind. This was one that was pretty early in the piece, I feel like, in terms of our writing songs. 1 or 2 rehearsals in.
Second rehearsal,
yeah.
I think. This is one that Scott had the lyric already, the Leaving Me...
My only contribution to lyrics so far.
You keep on leaving me behind. You had that sort of set and you said, this is something I've had for a little while, and I was like, fuck yeah, we have to use this. And then, yeah, you brought it into that second rehearsal and we kind of hashed it out from there, didn't we? For a song that's, I mean, for us, reasonably complicated.
Yeah.
It came together really quickly, didn't it?
Yeah. I think it was the fact, like, the hook of the chorus kind of came pretty quickly. Like, first playthrough, I remember, you know, humming like, like you kind of like had that hook there in the melody pretty quickly, and it all seemed to
Scott had that
from there. But,
Scott had that first line with the "You keep on leaving me behind," and then I added after that. So the chorus was just set, and then it was a case of building up to that chorus in the right way, with that doodle-doo,
which is the first time like I've ever really had to play like single notes of anything, and I'm not chugging power chords.
You are a chord man normally.
So that's a nice break for me. Maybe that's why I like playing it, because I'm just playing like single notes for once. But yeah, it's a good catchy song. It's just got a little bit of everything in there. It's nice and infectious, I guess.
I think we've all said it in like private and stuff. It's my favourite chord of the entire EP is that F sharp minor sort of thing that you do.
Oh, when you need 7 fingers for.
That's it. Something about that chord really gives it a lot of depth and colour alongside your chugs.
I remember we were struggling a little bit with the chorus and how to get into the chorus, and you said let's just drop it back to just one guitar, one chord strummed out, and then everyone kicks in, and that kind of, as soon as that happened, it just came together.
Yeah, it helps when you've got a drummer that can actually like give that power going in as well. Gave it like that real push, because it kind of comes in sort of off time.
Yeah.
And I think that's really super fun with that song.
It's very odd for me because like in previous bands I've been told that I have to like groove and keep things flowing throughout a whole song, so having these stops and starts was a bit of a change.
Yeah.
And nice to hear it recorded and it actually pulls off.
This was one that we played many times by the time it was recorded, so we knew exactly what this one really wanted to sound like. There were some harmonies that I put into the vocals at the end, which I hadn't planned on. They just came sort of while we were recording the vocals. The song for me lyrically is about my divorce about 14 years ago. It's one of 2 songs on this record that's about divorce. I went through a lot of therapy last year while we were writing this record, and it meant that I was confronting a lot of stuff, and that's in this, where you see someone sort of pulling away from you and seeing those signs way before you're willing to admit to yourself that those signs are there, and outwardly everything's fine. That bit in the second verse where it says photos torn to shreds but everything is fine, it's that idea of everything's terrible at home but you've got to keep that face on for family, for friends when you're going out and stuff like that, and towards the end of a relationship that gets so much harder. So that's very much what this song is about, is recognising those moments before a relationship goes super ugly, and either trying to fix it or cutting ties really quickly, seeing those red flags before they become terrible, and you end up in something really sort of tricky and angry. What's your favourite part?
To be honest, it's probably got to be like that main riff with the pause and the little jangly guitar, and then you kind of come in, you have that little kind of breath of freedom there for a second, and then it kind of things get serious again. That and to be honest, the bridge. I love playing the bridge. It's my kind of bridge. It's I think it's probably the bridge. We kept talking about the bridges, but bridges are really fun to write. Like it's probably one of the funner parts of like writing a song. I think like you get the chorus and the hook kind of linked in, and then you're like, how do we get a bridge that still feels like it belongs, but it breaks things up just a little bit, but it doesn't sound, like it's just, a standard kind of thing. It's actually
a bridge as well.
Yeah, it's really difficult to kind of do, but it's handy having Dan on drums, who's always never plays the same thing twice, so he kind of will start off something, and then the rest of us will kind of click in and fall in with that. I think with a lot of
as long as I start back on the one.
Yeah,
that's right. I like that bridge as well because it kind of steps up. One of my favourite parts in this, and this was when we were recording it as well, because we engineered the drums recording. We were sat up here behind us, but Dan was down there and he was playing. And there's this bit in the pre-verse where he does sort of 16th notes, right?
Yeah.
On the hi-hat, and that's just my favourite part of that song because it's just so pushy and dancey without being sort of disco-y.
Really, that's your favourite part?
That is my favourite part of that song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
My favourite part of a song is a drum part.
Yeah.
There we go.
And it was like literally the last thing we put in there too.
Yeah. So until we were in this studio recording, I'd never heard the 16th notes properly, without the guitars behind it. So just, taking off the headphones while we were recording and hearing him going like that, but being fucking in time, was, sight to behold, and remains one of my favourite parts of this song.
I'd say the intro.
Yeah.
It was
They
one
took
of
my
the
bit.
last things that we sorted out, and it just kind of explodes in that little hang of bass for a second, and then boom.
It's funny because that bass thing, I always envisaged that as just being a holdover until we found something better.
Yeah.
And then it ended up just being that. I like it, especially where it sits in the EP as well, because it's second. You've got the weekend sort of ends in that big rock sort of finish, and then suddenly drops down to just a bass, and then explodes back. I like that sort of staccato-ness of that, and quick breath, and then back into it. Which, as old people, we do like that.
Need that breath.
We need that breath because we can't sort of just go straight like we used to 20 years ago.
Yeah, full on.
All right, so that's Leaving Me Behind.